Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do something we've never tried before, but we're going to do it on camera just so everyone can kind of follow along if you're interested. We're going to make copper sulfate. And the reasoning behind this is going to be the solution in which we're going to grow pure copper crystals. So what we've got, we've got 24 grams of pure copper. We're just doing a little bit today just to make sure it works. We're going to do 150 milliliters of distilled water. This is just your regular distilled water. Get it at Walmart for $1 a liter. We got a mixture here of we got 30 milliliters of sulfuric acid, which is this stuff right here. We've got 18 milliliters of nitric acid, which is this stuff right here. So I've mixed the sulfuric acid and the nitric acid already. Got the distilled water in there with the copper, and we're going to pour it in. You see all this black on my hands? That's what happens with dissolved silver. You get that on your hands if you don't wear gloves. All right. When I dump this in, you're going to see a reaction go. It's going to be orange fumes, which is nitric dioxide, and I think you're going to get a good reaction right off the start. We're hoping it turns blue. Solution should turn blue. We're going to do this just outside here. Starting to fizz. Not something you want to smell either, so I do it outside because that sulfuric acid, A, it's not good for you, and B, it stinks. So it's outside. I have to heat it up a bit. I don't know, it's kind of cold out here today, but basically we're going to let that sit for, I don't know, until it stops fizzing. You can see it fizzing right now. It's going to dissolve all the copper in there and make copper sulfate. I'll come back after some stuff has happened and see what happens. So it was pretty cold out, so we weren't getting as quick a reaction as I wanted. So I put it on a little hot plate, put it on very low heat, and now you can see the fumes, which is the orangey color. That is meaning that stuff is getting dissolved in there. That is stuff you don't want to breathe in, so you definitely want to do it outside or in a fume hood. Fume hood is something I want to get in the future, but right now outdoors is what it is. You lift that up and all the crazy fumes. Look at that blue color. And at the bottom there's our copper getting dissolved. This shouldn't take long because there isn't a whole lot copper in there. Probably 10-15 minutes maybe. But this is what we want to see so far. So far so good. You can see the fumes are picking up even more, which is good. That means the nitric acid is eating away at the copper, which is getting dissolved into solution. And the nitric acid is being used up. And so we're going to just let this boil on low. It's only on 1 until these fumes go away. Or the copper dissolves. Hopefully the copper dissolves and the fumes go away at the same time, if the calculations are right. If the copper is all gone and there's still some fumes, might just throw in a little bit more copper in there just so all the nitric acid is used up. But yeah, she's fizzing pretty good. Let's see how much is down in there right now. Oh yeah, still got quite a bit to go. My little makeshift table, I got silver cement caked on there, and I'll get a better setup one of these days, but I'm gonna wait till the weather's warmer. But so far, this is what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, most of the fumes are gone. There's just a little bit of trace left, which is good because I think there's just a little bit of copper left at the bottom, which is a good sign. That means all the nitric acid has been used up, which means when this precipitates into a solid form for copper sulfate, the nitric acid will not dissolve it. So our next step is we're just going to put this on a little simmer, and we're going to try to evaporate some of this liquid, and then you're going to see, hopefully I can get it on camera when it does happen. I'm not really sure how long it takes. You're going to see a bunch of white powder come at the bottom, and that's going to be our copper sulfate. That's the plan, at least. So far it's so good. I'm going to let this, you can see it's still fizzing a bit. I assume that's because it's on the hot plate though. So just going to let some of this liquid evaporate. Try to evaporate the distilled water and the nitric acid, whatever's remaining. The sulfuric acid I don't think will dissolve, so there'll be sulfuric acid left, and then we're just going to let it sit overnight, and you will see in the morning, when I show the video in the morning, you'll see some solids at the bottom. Hopefully they form into tiny little crystals. That's what it's supposed to do. That's kind of what it looks like now. So, just going to sit this on there, let the liquid dissolve down a bit. If I can get it on video, we'll see all the little white precipitate come out. And then we'll leave that overnight, and hopefully it'll crystallize, and that'll be our copper sulfate.